Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Eddie Murphy's 1982 film 48 Hours paved the way for the opposites attract buddy comedy. There's a similar quality and vibe with his new film The Pickup, where he's paired opposite Pete Davidson. It's streaming on Prime Video and I'll talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. Pete Davidson's character Travis and Eddie Murphy's character Russell both work for the same money transport service company. They work as armored truck drivers, with Travis, of course, being the new kid on the job and Russell being the experienced veteran. Andrew Dice Clay plays their disgruntled boss. Now, it should be an easy day on the job, quite normal, but Russell keeps his eyes on the clock as he's celebrating his 25th wedding anniversary with his wife Natalie, who's played by Eva Longoria, and wants nothing to come in the way of his evening plans. Now, we all know where this is going, as Travis is bound to screw this up. They become victims of a carjacking that happens in a known dead zone for their communications back to headquarters. What Travis doesn't realize is that the mastermind behind this entire heist is Keke Palmer's character Zoe, whom he had a meet cute with at a bank during one of his previous pickups. Director Tim Story has an easy comedy on his hands with The Pickup. He's comfortable in this subgenre, having also made movies like Taxi and the Ride-Along movies. This will be streaming on Prime Video, which just also kind of falls in line with many of their other recent streaming action films. Now, I don't know if the screenplay by Kevin Burrows and Matt Midler were written specifically for Eddie Murphy and Pete Davidson, but the two performers know their brands and strengths as comedians with how to play these two characters. Both of them are Saturday Night Live veterans, and I was pleasantly surprised at how restrained they were here. Director Tim Story doesn't force the laughs or rely on them to kind of improv their way through a scene just to extend a joke or bit. This is kept at a swift 90 minutes and doesn't overstay its welcome. Now, we've seen plenty of action films with this very plot, but The Pickup never felt too contrived or manipulated just to keep the action going. There's a kind of simplicity to this film that felt somewhat welcome when it could have gone off the rails by adding too many bits or forcing Davidson or Murphy to amp up their already larger-than-life personalities. Their chemistry felt natural, and Tim Story lets that easiness kind of run and carry the film. Keke Palmer's character comes with her own ulterior hidden motives that become clear in the climax. There's really nothing surprising or revelatory here, and you'll probably forget most of it in the next day or two. But that being said, I think The Pickup still works at a very base level, as it's easy for Eddie Murphy to make his audience laugh with a banter with Pete Davidson. It's entertaining enough for a mindless night in on the couch. I'm giving The Pickup 3 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I got to interview Eddie Murphy a few years ago for Coming to America, which is also on Prime Video. So check out that interview. He's one of my favorites of all time. So check that out, and then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of The Pickup. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.